When a mentor of mine asked me this question a few years ago, honestly, it completely changed my life. So today I'm going to ask you guys that question. Because if you're out of shape, or even if you're just not where you want to be in your life, there really is only 3 possible scenarios. So if that is you, I want you to ask yourself, am I lazy, arrogant, or stupid? So let's break it down and go through it one by one. So stupid is pretty rare nowadays. And it's also very misunderstood. There's only a tiny percentage of people who are truly too stupid to figure this out now, because we're very lucky. In the modern world that we live in, information is everywhere. With a phone and internet access, anyone can learn literally anything instantly for free. This is the first time that it's happened in human history ever. It's pretty cool, and we're very lucky to live in this time. So intelligence today is far less about the knowledge that you have, and it's more about your ability to ask good questions. And I've kind of challenged a few of you guys as we've gone through this month when the questions have come up. And I've talked about critical thinking, I've talked about common sense. Because these days, search engines and more recently AI can literally give you step-by-step instructions to do quite literally everything. I think the example I used on day one is that any idiot with an iPhone and an internet access could probably build a nuclear bunker in his back garden. Of course, I'm using hyperbole, and of course I'm exaggerating, but it's pretty insane what you can do with AI. I mean, like me setting up all of this equipment, literally I've been taking photos of individual things, put it on ChatGPT and saying, fix this, help me figure this out. And it's not 100%, but it's pretty damn cool that we can do this. And to think that we didn't even have this a couple of years ago, and 20 years before that, we didn't have YouTube, it's kind of wild to see how far we've come in such a short space of time. So am I stupid for not knowing how to be able to do it? No. I'm stupid if I can't use the tools that I've got available to me to help me figure it out. And it's exactly the same, whether it's setting up a studio, whether it's losing body fat, building muscle, building a business, getting on top of your finances, managing relationships, learning how to be a better parent, a dad, a mum, whatever it might be, getting better at interviews. The possibilities are absolutely endless. The information is out there. So intelligence is far less about what you know and your ability, and more about your ability to ask good questions now. And the same principle applies to learning from successful people. Access is easier than ever now, but most people waste that access by asking the wrong questions. They're not switched on, they're not thinking. The example of this, which I like to use, is the billionaire morning routine, right? There's loads of videos on YouTube of the super successful entrepreneurs, multimillionaires, athletes, all these like top 0.00001% people, right? And this is my daily routine. This is my morning routine. And that's great. And it's interesting, entertaining watching, and maybe you can take little tidbits from it. But the reality is, if it's me, if I'm analyzing my own life, I don't want to see what they're doing now. I want to see what they were doing 10, 20 years ago to get to where they're at now. So it's very easy to watch this stuff and start doing all the little secret hacks and stuff like that and feel like you're taking big leaps forward because it feels productive. You're making changes, you're investing in stuff. The reality is they're 1% movers at the most. Now, of course, if you stack 5 or 6 of them, maybe you're going to make a 5% difference. But the real reality is this stuff that they're showing you doesn't really move the needle. And this comes back to the fact that people are searching for the wrong stuff, even though they've got access to all the information, because they're not asking the right questions. So they go on YouTube and they go, right, okay, I want to solve this problem. What do I put in the search bar? Well, these days, most people aren't even using the search bar. They're just being led by their algorithm, what's on their home feed. Similar to Netflix, right? So YouTube I don't know if you guys know this, they've literally adopted the Netflix algorithm. So they've basically gone, this is what worked for Netflix. Netflix are growing crazy. We're just going to adopt it. So nowadays, I'll give you a great example of this. So we get this stat on YouTube. It's called monthly audience. And then obviously we have subscribers, right? I think my subscriber is like 54, 55,000, something like that. My monthly audience is like 160, 170,000. Because most people just don't subscribe anymore. I don't care. But it's just how it is. People are just, they're going to get your next video on their home screen, so they don't need to go looking for it, right? So very few people are stupid. Now, lazy, as it were, is really just something that's dressed up as comfort. So most people who think that they're lazy or who label themselves as lazy aren't actually lazy. They're just too comfortable. Because if you put the gun to the head, or if there was a survival situation, or there were real consequences on the line, the effort that you would need to change that situation would instantly appear. Instantly. If your family was in danger, if you were in danger, if I took all the money out of your bank account and the rent was due tomorrow, you would figure it out because you would have to. So laziness just shows up as excuses, being busy or being tired or being stressed, whilst people still find time for the sort of comfort activities. And this used to be very much me in my 20s, right? I used to think I was too busy to work out or too tired or too busy to eat right or too busy to take care of myself. But then I heard this crazy statistic, and I've talked to you guys about this in the past, that the average person, so this is 50%, right? 50% of people are spending over 2 hours per day on social media. And what blew my mind was not the 2 hours. It was that 50% of people are doing more than that. And it's like, whoa, okay. And then I started looking into this myself, and I started doing the maths on this, and I was like, okay, that's 30 full days. 2 hours per day times by 365 is 730 hours per year. Divide that by 24 hours in a day. That is 30 full days. That is 1 month of your year consuming social media content, which for the most part, not all, but for the most part, is just brain rot, right? Even if you have the best will in the world, those algorithms will get you. And I thought about this and I was like, I didn't think I was that guy. I really didn't. I thought I was always genuinely busy, but my screen time just told me otherwise. And the truth is I was never too busy. I was just too distracted. And so this is where we hear laziness, but really what laziness really is comfort and distraction. And then what made me realize that, the next step with this was that the only thing that was holding me back there was my own limiting belief. So if you haven't already, and I know a lot of you guys aren't on socials, which is great, but a lot of you guys are. When was the last time you actually checked your screen time? Go ahead. I'll wait. How many hours have you spending on Instagram? What about YouTube? What about Netflix? It's pretty bad when you actually look at the data. And you always think, that's not me, that's not me. But it probably is. There's a 50% chance it is. So if you don't know for sure, go and have a look. The fact is, no one, and I do mean no one, is too busy to look after themselves. You might have an illusion of what looking after yourself looks like. You might think you have to do certain things. You might think there's almost like a prerequisite, a buy-in. Oh, to be a fit person, you have to get up at 5 a.m. You have to go to the gym every day. You have to eat clean, whatever that means. But you don't. To be honest with you, taking care of yourself is just about mindful, conscious, intentional decisions. Actions, habits, behaviors, thoughts that you have. Start there and build up. And guess what? As I have said, and so many of my clients have said, and even I've heard a lot of you guys say, living a healthy lifestyle is fucking addictive, guys. So it goes from this thing of feeling like you need to do it to something that you want to do. It changes your entire identity, your entire belief system. So a lot of people are lazy. However, the vast majority of people are not lazy and are not stupid. They are arrogant. Arrogance shows up when people ignore advice from other people who have already got what they want. And I didn't appreciate this fully until I had my own business and my own clients. And then I realized, oh my God, I've been doing this for years. And now, whenever I'm in a mentorship or a coaching program, by the way, today I spent $8,000 in a mentorship. So I practice what I preach, guys. Whenever I'm in this, I'm like, who am I to question this? I've just paid them this exorbitant amount of money. I better listen. So whether you're in a coaching program, whether you're not, whether you're watching this YouTube video or another, if you trust the person that you're listening to and they have evidence that they have got or they can get what you want, just fucking listen to them. Drop the ego. Leave it at the door. Don't question them. The number of people, and again, it sounds arrogant when I say it, but the number of people who come at me and question me, and I'm like, how much social proof do I need to show you? Look at me. I'll just take my top off. Look at me. And they're sitting there, morbidly obese. And it's just mind-blowing. And it's just pure arrogance. So I've been guilty of this in the past. But honestly, this is the main problem that we have. Refusing to admit that you're wrong, or constantly questioning proven advice because you think you're special, when the reality is, it's just your ego. It's just your ego protecting you and trying to stop you because it's a limiting belief. And I think men, us guys, we are definitely prone to this because we don't like to be, we prefer to be right? We die on the hill of being right about certain things. Even if someone offers us a way out, even if someone goes, right, the way down the hill is just over there, take a left, turn right there, and you're sweet. You're not going to get hurt. We're like, nope, I'm staying on the summit. Freedom. We're so stupid. We are literally just golden retrievers chasing sticks that women throw for us. But learning is borrowing time from other people who have already done it. And the greatest advantage that we have as human beings living in this time is that we have access to so much information and it's free. The problem with free information is that most people don't value it. They don't pay attention to it. They think, well, it's free, so it can't be that good. It can't be that valuable. But you have to understand that the reason most people start putting information out into the universe, whether it's about fitness, finance, family, faith, I'm just thinking of the big four, it often comes from a place of a radical transformation in their own life. And this comes back to the saying, and I actually had a text conversation with one of my clients this morning, and I said to him, like, you have to remember you're never going to get hate from someone who's already above you. And that above you sounds like hierarchical, but like what I mean by that is someone who's doing better than you, or someone who's ahead of you on a certain video game, put it that way. So I'm never going to like go to someone who was in my position 5 years ago and look down on them because I've been there. A millionaire doesn't look down on the guy who's trying to do something with his life. The hate comes from the losers, always, and it always will, because it's projection, because they can't imagine a life where they can do it. So if you're in that position where you're getting resentment or hate from other people because you're trying to do something that other people aren't, that's considered weird, and because you're not normal, just ignore them. You're never going to get the hate from the people who have already done it. But to be accepted by those people, the one thing you have to do, and this is the only thing, if you want their respect, is drop the ego. If you come up to someone, whether it's me talking about fat loss, or you go up to a multi-millionaire and you say to them, hey man, I just love to pick your brain for 5 minutes, and they just dump knowledge on you and wisdom, which they will do, because guess what? People who've succeeded want to share. They want to help you. It's not a scam. And then you go, yeah, man, but like, I just think like crypto. That person will just think this guy's a fucking idiot and walk away. So if you truly want to learn from these people, or maybe you're the teacher and you've seen this in yourself, drop the ego, man. And I have to check myself on this all the time, by the way. Whenever I'm having a conversation with someone who I know is further ahead in a particular thing or field or whatever that I'm a complete novice in, or maybe I've got a bit of an idea about it, I have to kind of go, okay, this guy has evidence that he's better at this or more advanced at this than me. Don't question these people. Just do what they say. They're not charlatans for the most part. Of course, some are. But if you have some common sense, critical thinking, just listen to them, man. We're in this amazing time where we have so much knowledge circulating around, but people either don't listen to it, they don't value it, or they're asking the wrong questions. And what's crazy is what took someone else years to learn, you can now learn, I can now learn in 10 minutes. It's kind of crazy. And I think if your ancestors knew the opportunity that you had, they would be slapping us all around left and right for not taking every opportunity that we get. So, if you think you're stupid, which I don't think you are, because very few people are, learn to ask better questions. If you think you're lazy, which I don't think you are, reframe it that you're not lazy, you're just comfortable, and take action to push yourself back out your comfort zone. True story. One of the big reasons, aside from the fact that I think it's going to help take my business to the next level, that I invested in this mentorship today, because I didn't want to feel comfortable. And now I'm $8,000 down and I ain't comfortable. So I'm like, you got that little bout of nervousness, you hand over a big chunk of cash and it's like, okay, I'm excited now. And I've said this before. You have to remember, excitement and fear are next door neighbors. It's very easy to get them confused. But it kind of just depends which way you want to lean. Lean into the excitement. Lean into that positive energy. And finally, if you think you're arrogant, just understand that your ego is the only thing that is holding you back. Don't try to be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. Feels good for 5 minutes and then get the hell out of there. Go find the next room. Level up. Don't get comfortable. I see this so often in younger guys now as well. Certain guys, because we have this very polarized society. And some of my younger friends who is like in their 20s, killing it in London and stuff. And they got everything they want. They got access to the best. They can go anywhere. They can go to the greatest parties. They can see the hottest girls. They can drink wherever they want. They can do all the social cool stuff that guys in their 20s want to do. But they've been doing it for so long now. I'm like, you got to get out of that now. You got to go to the next level. Go to Miami. Go to Dubai. Go. If you want to chase that life, no judgment, go and do that. And it's the same, if you're a fitness coach, if you're someone who's trying to lose fat, if you're the strongest guy in your gym, go and find another gym. Be the weakest guy. I promise you. Drop the ego, listen more, implement faster, and that one shift is going to dramatically improve your life. So that's the question I want you to ask yourself. I really want you to think about this one tonight. If you are not where you want to be in your life, if you're not in the shape that you want to be in, use it as a reframe. Use it as a way to generate energy, to generate toxic fuel, to get you up tomorrow morning, Monday morning, and go, you know what? He's right. I am arrogant. I need to just go and implement. I need to stop questioning all these people. There's a great quote, which I absolutely loved. It was, do you think Michael Jordan was leaving YouTube comments? It's so good. It's so good. It's so true, guys. It's so true. You get those and I love you guys because so many of you have jumped to my defense when some little dipshit says some snarky comment on one of my videos, which is, look, let them. It's cool. Helps the algorithm, engagement, all that. I really couldn't care. Once you've had 1,000 punches thrown at you, you learn to duck and dodge and weave. And I love that you guys defend, but just think who these people are, man. This is your competition. It's so easy to win, guys. It's so easy to win. So yeah, that's what I had for you tonight. Let's have a look. Where are we up to? Bogdan's here. Paul's here. Tony Harris Tech TV. What's up, brother? I don't think I've seen you in here before. Oh, Troy. Multitasking. Everyone at the gym hogging the equipment on their phones. Yeah, classic. Nocturnal. Good morning, brothers. Good to see you. Josh is here. Nice. That's a good thing. My buddy has had me start that. I have a home gym now, so I hit the treadmill between sets. Cool. Sounds a bit hardcore. I have nothing on my phone to scroll through other than my progress photos, so I spend a lot of time looking at myself and seeing how far I've come, and it keeps me going. Awesome, man. So again, so Josh, I'm picking on you because you just said this, but this is a good example. Fantastic, and I want you to celebrate the successes that you've had. Don't lament on them too long. Use them as fuel and go, yep, tick. What's next? Don't go around going, yeah, I'm the best. And I'm not saying you do that, but I've seen you say this a couple of times now about the socials. I've spotted it. I spot patterns. This is what I'm good at. Good. Next. Never settle. Keep going. Paul, loving this message. Going to share with my high school son today. 100%, brother. 100%. Love that. I just messaged him this morning before the stream that we need to talk about his screen time. Oh, bro, you see this? Yeah, and honestly, listen, I'm not a father, so I'm not here to, what's the word? Dictate? I don't know what the word, that's probably not the right word, but I'm not here to tell you guys how to parent your kids. But yeah, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. And then their kids, like we all did, we find ways around the screen. You know, when they used to have the screen cards you put in TVs, they used to have pins. We'd find the pins. There's always ways around. I get it. But at least have, you know, some sort of responsibility on that, man. I have some stuff in the basement, squat rack with cable attachment. Nice. That's a great one. Adjustable bench press. I spent my first year down there, but I like going to my gym and being an actual gym. Yeah, 100%. I think that's so true. That's a great point, Josh. I think a lot of guys, you know, if they lack the confidence or they just need they need to remove all the excuses, a home gym setup can be fantastic, with a plan to go into the full-time gym. Because we talked about this last night at length. So I'm not going to go into it again. The running Fred's here. What's up, my brother? 100% losers always hate. It's a form of jealousy and frustration that they are failures. 100%. And I think as well, it's, yeah, you said it yourself, actually. Frustration is the word, I would say. No one wants to be a loser. No one wants to be. And we've all been losers at some point in our life. Always. And we probably will be in the future. We're going to have L's. We're going to take L's. We're going to get W's. But that sort of energy that you're putting out there, yeah, you're right. It's frustration. Paul, hopefully he was receptive to the message. When I was younger, I was hard-headed, still am, but it had to be something I wanted to get me moving. Yeah, and listen, I say this to people who, you know, inquire about my program all the time. It's like, I can't force you to do anything. I'm your shepherd. I'm your guide. I'm going to show you the road. I like to use the analogy of the GTA map. You guys play Grand Theft Auto? You know, when you start the game, and like the whole map is just in cloud, in fog. And then as you explore more of the map, it kind of like opens up. Hiring a good coach is just like getting the cheat code so you can see the whole map straight away. That's an analogy I like to use. And a lot of guys, you know, they come in, they say, yeah, but I'm just not motivated. And I say, okay, well, we can talk about that, but I can't do the weights for you. I can't, you know, track the food. I can't tell you to go to bed on time every day. You've got to come into it with some drive. You've got to come into it with some purpose. I'm going to help you find that, and we're going to fine-tune that. And we're going to build that mentality and that mindset. We're going to get crystal clear on why you're doing what you're doing and why you want to do it, why you want to get from point A to point B, because that's what we're doing. We're on a journey, right? But I can't do it for you. So, yeah. Paul, my son falls into the algorithm and just needs to have his safety rails on him to keep him focused. He's a high school athlete, love that, and has dreams. But like all kids, there's distractions out there. Took me too long to learn that. I need to remove distractions from my life. Yep. Shepherd dressed like that, say black sheep. I love that. Quick on your feet there, my friend. Good stuff, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. That was fun. Sunday evening. I'm fired up. Hopefully you guys are. Monday morning tomorrow. Last full week of January. Can you believe it? This time next week, it's going to be February. Let's go. Gents, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Love the chat today. It was really engaging, really good. Hope you all have a fantastic Sunday wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow.